Hello, everyone, and welcome to Mark right on the lake, about halfway up. They say when you look at the uh, hand, or like the knuckle, actually, the knuckle over here. So that's where I'm at in Michigan. It's been snowing all day. It just stopped. Tons of white stuff all over the ground. It's actually freezing cold here. They say the temperature outside is about 17 degrees, but it feels like 4 or something, and I don't really know the difference, but it is just really cold. So I wanted to share today part 2 of our series. So hi, Gloria, good to see you. Part 2 of our series, and that is, what kind of author are you? And this part of the series is actually going to take about 3 sessions, because today we're just going to talk about the different kinds of authors, and then we're going to start processing it and giving you some questions and tools to discover how you can really discern what kind of author you are. So first of all, as authors, we all bring our unique stories to life on a page. That's kind of the aim of each of us as God gives us a message to share. But when it comes to marketing, our personalities and our habits often shape the way we approach the task of getting our books into the reader's hands. And so really we need to ask ourselves the question, what kind of author are you, or am I? Today, we're going to explore 4 different kinds of authors, from dormant dreamers to literary leaders. And I kind of came up with some characteristics that is part of this. There is a quiz. I don't know if I'm actually doing the quiz live or not. I can't remember, but I'll put the quiz in the platform so you can actually go through it if we're not going to do it during a live session. And by the end of the next couple sessions, you will be able to really discern what kind of archetype resonates with you most, and how you can adapt your approach to build to lasting success. Hi, Anne. Good to see you. I think my internet's working if you're all watching, so that's good. I wasn't sure if I would have internet here. So the first one is, let's see if I can make this work. There we go. Yay. The first one is Don the Dormant Dreamer. So Don published a book 15 years ago. He's become a bit of a time capsule. So he still kind of clings to the things that he hopes that the reader will just magically discover his book, but he really doesn't do any active marketing, and his book just gathers dust. So do you think that you're like that? Do you have a book that you produced and you're really not actively putting it out there? If so, perhaps you can relate with Don. This is actually a friend of mine that came to me with questions that I told you about. That's kind of how I came up with this persona. Don relies solely on Amazon offering his book to readers. His ebook sits quietly at a lower price, completely lost in a vast sea of content. The lesson Don teaches us is resting on past achievements doesn't guarantee a spotlight. To bring your dream back to life, Don would need to adapt fresh, consistent marketing strategies and rethink his Amazon approach to appeal to today's readers, and just the way he sells his book in general. So this perhaps may not be anyone that's really watching right now, but perhaps you can think like, yeah, I have a couple books that have been sitting on the shelf or just kind of collecting dust, and perhaps that's you, and you have to kind of rethink or reimagine the way that you would market your book. The next one is Mike the Minimal Merchant. And so this is Mike, and Mike took a solid first step when he launched his book 2 years ago, applying a really good strategy. He priced his book well. He optimized his content and his search engines. He used Amazon promotions. He did all the things right. But here's the thing, Mike stopped there. While the book has a wide distribution, he wasn't willing to really step out of his comfort zone. And without continuous external marketing, his book sales plateaued. Mike's story teaches us that the initial momentum is only part of the process. So, to truly thrive, he would need to market proactively and consistently. And, often there are a lot of us out there that do have a book that we started really strong and we've just kind of lost the passion or the momentum to continue and keep the marketing going. The next marketer is Sue. Sue, I call her the shining starter. Sue enters the scene like a rocket. Her launch was phenomenal. She mastered Amazon. She gathered reviews. She made an immediate splash. But like a shooting star, Sue lost her shine. After her big debut, she stopped marketing and her sales began to fizzle. Sue's story does remind us that while strong start is exciting, true success comes from maintaining momentum to keep her star or her book shining bright. She needs to rekindle her efforts and continue to connect with her audience. So Sue's an example of someone who thought that the initial couple weeks of an Amazon book launch was going to do everything for her. And although it gave her a great start, that's about all the further it got. Then finally, we have Linda, the literary leader. So Linda launched her book with purpose and passion, but just like Sue did, but unlike the others, she kept her flame alive. She nurtures her audience with care, using her unique gifts and talents to connect and grow her reader base. Through smart, ongoing marketing, Linda has achieved a steady, sustainable success. Linda's story shows us what's possible when you invest in continuous engagement, adapting your strategies while playing to your strengths. She turned fleeting success into a lasting legacy. Doesn't mean that Linda's book sales are constantly off the charts, but it does mean that they're consistent. And I think we can perhaps identify with one of these particular authors, but we hope that we will gain a marketing place that we will become like Linda. So, what kind of marketing author do you think you are? Are you holding on to the past like Don, thinking that it's just going to sell itself? Are you stuck in a digital comfort zone like Mike, not willing to really step out and do something different? Are you kind of fizzled out after an immediate success? Or are you working towards building a long legacy like Linda? There's really not a wrong answer in a way, because all of them could have different strengths, as we heard in their descriptions, but it's really the lasting legacy that continues to sell your book. So no matter where you stand, the first step to shaping yourself as a good marketing author is consistency. So no matter what your type is, no matter what your gifting is, we just need to be consistent within it. Your story doesn't end with the writing. As we always say, the hard work we always think is the writing, but actually the hard work is the marketing. So in the next step that we're going to take together, we're going to explore practical marketing strategies based on your author type and based on where you are in the process, because some of us are just getting ready to launch a book and some have launched one years ago. Today, in this process, we're going to help you move closer to success and connections that you really have dreamed of seeing, people holding your book all across the United States and perhaps the world, and it really ensuring that your book makes the impact that it was meant to. Because no matter where you are starting in the process, it's all about going forward and moving forward. So part 3 is really going to start addressing those areas that we need to focus on as we determine the gifting that we have as an author. So that is all I really have for you today. I just wanted to introduce these characters to you, and then we will continue to move forward as we continue this process and conversation about how to market in our strengths. So thank you for popping in and joining me for a few minutes today. I am getting ready to go back over to the friends that we are staying with or that we are visiting while we're here. And we're going to have dinner together tonight, and then we leave for home tomorrow. So thanks for popping in, and hopefully I will see you again very soon. And thanks for joining me. Bye, everyone.
Bye for now.